What's the difference for you promoting a song in 2021 versus 93? That's a long
Uh,
road, Clay.
Well, I tell you, it's pretty simple and not as fun. Tell you that because we're doing it like this, like you and I are
Right.
right now, and we're used to getting out there and going by the radio stations and playing for fans, even if it's a handful of them. But I mean, actually touching people, and not to sound creepy, but I just mean,
Oh,
shaking
yeah. No.
hands, putting your hand around somebody's neck, taking a picture. Those are, I mean, entertainers are born for that kind of thing, and I'm jealous, when I see the football players down there not wearing any masks, and they're playing football and doing what they love doing. I'm like, hey, I want to be doing what I love doing. I want people in those stands too. So, yeah, it's different promoting a song under these conditions. But I would say too that, with the different streaming services out there, you have different different kinds of audiences, which is very cool. You got people that still listen to the radio in their car, like terrestrial radio. You got people that also listen to streaming services, and you got people that watch TikTok. I've had the
Right.
strangest things happen to me in the last month that I can't even believe. I was in Beaumont, Texas, where I'm from, and my I was visiting my dad's grave and the cemetery, and I stopped off to have a beer at this place called Pine Tree Lodge, which is, and it was packed. I had a mask on. I walked up, and you can take the mask off when you go inside. But, there's these tables of people. I mean, there must have been 1,000 people there. And some people walked up to me and noticed me right away and wanted to take some pictures. And then finally, this one table of girls, and they were, probably in their early 20s, they came over and they said, we want to get a picture with you. We love your TikTok channel. And I said, oh, thank you, And the girl looks at me and she goes, well, where are you from? And I said, here from Beaumont, She goes, she looked at me with the most confused look on her face. And she says, and I said, where are you from? And she said, here, Beaumont. I'm like, how does she not know that I'm from here? I just know you from TikTok. And that was the start of something really cool. I was like, you know what? There's a whole other audience out there that is growing, and it's beautiful. And so I love the fact that we can promote our and get our music out there in places that are unbridled, if you know what I mean. Because there's definitely a course that music has to take. It's got to go through the right channels. It's got to go through the right people. There are gatekeepers, and then you have something like TikTok that's just wild and free, and that's pretty dang exciting.
It's crazy. It's funny. I was with Travis Tritt last week, and
Oh,
he said the
bragger.
exact same thing, dude. The exact same thing. He's like, this TikTok deal is real. What's the impact of social media? Hold on a minute. I just had a call come in. All right, there you go. What's the impact of social media? You're active on social media. How has that impacted the industry and the way an artist promotes him or herself?
Well, I think mostly capitalized, with that last answer, our dissertation, excuse me, it went off on a ramble there, but it's access, it's more access, and it's personal access, and fans know it. They know when it's real, and there's no fancy anything. We're not big production, just you and your iPhone, and you're singing, and either it sounds good or it doesn't. And some people would better serve not to do it. you know? But and they know who they are. No disparaging anywhere here, but it just makes it fun. Seriously, Marty, if if fans are interested, they either like it or they don't. They're out of there. So the instant feedback, I think, is the biggest thing you can get, because think about this: if you have a song and just say you have $500,000 in a budget to promote that song for the life of that song, and say the life of that song is going to be 1 year, you got to sit down and strategically plan out how you're going to spend, each bucket of money. You go, okay, $10,000 we're going to spend over here, 20 over here, all the travel. It's very expensive. And just say that the song dies at 35 and you spend all that money and you work so hard. And what you come to find out is that it was the wrong timing for that song. But you could have found that out in 30 seconds on TikTok, or you could have found that out in just a few minutes with social media. Fans don't lie. They tell you, man. And that's what I love about it, is that honest feedback. Bam. And it's why I've always been such an advocate of live shows and doing a song in a live show and seeing if people like it. If you can't please a live audience with it, who's there for you anyway, they've already spent the money. They're your fans. They're real. They have bought in. If you can't please them with a song in a live show, forget about it being a single, or forget about putting it on your album. It just shouldn't be there. And I think in that way, music will absolutely, by demand, have to get better. It'll have to feed the fans what they want. You know, I don't think we're going to be hearing fans say, oh, I don't like this new style of music. I don't like this kind of thing. I think those days are over, because their voices are louder. They're making them heard, and they're the ones spending the money, and they're not going to spend the money to go to a live show and listen to stuff that they don't like in the first place. So it's not going to happen. So I think it's great.